It is on.
Yeah, it's 9 a.m. All right, just so everyone knows, today is jury trial day. So anything that doesn't work out, you're coming back for trial. And we are recessing at noon, and jury selection will begin this afternoon. Today is Tuesday. The weather is so beautiful outside. But Sean, you know, it has to be about maybe 67, but it's not cold. The sun is out. You got a light breeze. If only San Antonio will remain this way throughout the summertime. But I know what's coming. 100 degrees is coming. Then everybody's going to complain about the 100 degrees. So I'm just basking in the joy of this temperature today. Oh, and we have Michael Villarreal. Are you back, or are you just coming to take paper?
I am just here to take judge.
Oh,
Disappointing as that.
aw.
One word.
All right, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, let me know you're here. If you don't answer, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Please stand when your name is called. Mario Guerra. Thank you. Fernando Zepeda.
Here, Your Honor.
Thank you. It's starting out to be a great day. Everybody's here. In custody, we have Jonathan Calderon. Christopher Medina. Thank you. Travis Murray. Thank you. Isaiah Gonzalez is in custody. Angel Gonzalez, custody. Jonathan Boyd. Thank you. We're not related, but you know, I'm glad you're on time, like the Boyds are known to be. Victor Del Toro. Victor messed it up. Victor Del Toro. In custody, we have Myron Matthews, Isabel Garza, Scott Marcelino. Scott Marcelino. In custody, we have Mark Anthony Salcedo, Samantha Jean Richards, Samantha Richards. Juan Ratana, custody. Samantha Richards again. Juan Pablo Aviles. Aviles, thank you. Fernando Zepeda, you're on the docket again. Thank you. Robert Grant, Robert L. Grant, thank you. Patricia Martinez. Robert Ferrara. Robert, am I pronouncing that correctly? Ferrara or Ferrara. Adam Morales, custody. Nicholas Adam Gonzalez. Thank you. Thank you. Stephen Hardin, custody. Eduardo Gallardo. Eduardo Gallardo. Thank you. Edgar Alcantar Salazar. Lavon Cavett is in custody. Juan Juarez. Juan Juarez.
Julian Juarez.
Oh, Julian, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Corwin Campbell. Corwin Campbell. And I believe he is by Zoom. Joaquin Mendez. Oh, picked up by the U.S. Marshals. Michael Trevino. Michael Trevino. Chance Zelzik is in custody. Timothy Barker should be online. And Norm, I believe he needs the Zoom link. Sidney Peterson, custody. Anthony Cantu Jr. Anthony Cantu Jr. Rogelio Sanchez, custody. Stephen Wellington. Stephen Wellington. All right, is there anyone whose name was not called? You came in late? All right, yes. All right, you need to be on the first row? Yes. Jonathan, what's the last name? Do you know who your attorney is?
Yeah, it's Sam Rocha. Tried calling him, but he wouldn't answer.
All right, we're gonna make sure that we get in touch with him for you, okay? Anyone else who came in late? Yes? All right, you'll need to be on the first row. All right, everyone, on this side are files for criminal trial division. On this side is family violence. I try to keep the well of the court as empty as possible. So attorneys, please listen clearly. Just grab your file, put it on the prosecutor's table, have a seat. They're going to call you up first. The first person who puts their file down is the first person who's going to be called up. So wait until they do that. Do not approach the court unless you've conferred with your attorney and unless you confer it with the state and confer it with your client. If your client is in custody and you ask for them to be brought out, which you will need to have them brought out so you can confer with them, do not approach Ms. Ferguson and do not approach me until you've done those things, and do not approach Ms. Ferguson for a continuance or reset. I'm the only person who can do that. And if you're on trial today, which this is a trial docket day, and you want a continuance, I will not consider any continuances unless a motion for continuance has been filed and that motion for continuance is in proper format, which means it has to be notarized. All right, everyone, today is Tuesday. It feels like a Friday. Let's keep it feeling like a Friday. We're going to take our part break at 12, and that jury is going to be out in the hallway at 1:15 for anybody who wants their jury trial. So everyone, please confer, be patient, be kind to each other.
First row. First row.
There's a little man on the telephone now.
Please have your phone on off or on silent.
Okay. Thanks.
Your Honor.
Morning.
I'm here for two people, but in particular, I'm here for Christopher Medina.
Mhm.
He's got an NTR setting this morning. The court had generously allowed me to try to meet with the misdemeanor, who's the new #1 that's causing this MTR. They're in trial, so they've actually reset him for this Friday. It was supposed to be this morning. And I think that's why the court set him for today, so that I can meet with them and then come back here. He's been set for this coming Friday. Furthermore, we also are lacking discovery on this particular situation. I spoke with the state. The state acknowledged that we just need a little time. So we're asking the court for a brief reset just so that I can try to resolve this new #1 on this case.
All right, you and the state need to confer, because I've reset this for as many times as I'm going to reset it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
He didn't read, he brought a batch.
I should have those preferential status.
So I think. I noticed.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna. That's all right. Just from Medina. They're not right.
But family comes.
Did you notice that? It's not in the system.
They get all I can get is a copy of the process.
Yeah, I need a copy before. No, there's nothing in the system that's, it's been e-filed or anything. Can I just check back? Or, okay, thank you. I need a copy. If it was filed, then you don't have it. Your office needs to, send it over. And what's the factor about? Are you gonna be representing me on the mystery as well?
Yes.
Okay. And you have filed the notice?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Cause that's set for Friday.
And it was probably so that's the third trial.
All right. Good luck. Hi, Turtle. Second chance. Second chance. That's the next.
All right, and Norman, let me know when Timothy Barker's attorney is here because his client is ready on Zoom. You're so good. Because I need this. Donna, we took good notes on what was admitted and what was not.
No, I was gonna look at that very much.
Yeah. Oh, do you need my pad for that?
No, no, well, if I do.
Well, I think it can-
Very tasty.
Mhm.
They have a swear in. Oh, that's hilarious. That's probably- But like, yeah, but then he never was after, he probably just sort of looked at that, in the afternoon. Because somebody started. Just where we're supposed to send them up to this stuff. She said third chair.
He's talking to the young man. No, it's
Terrible. It was a long message. Stop it. What? Oh. I prefer to stay with the file. That's the first set of it. Where's my?
In this belief.
Where did he get? Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's say I was.
Okay. And is the file still here or?
Here, did you? Yeah, I don't have that file.
Okay, then that means that it's probably sent and it was notated in the system.
Caroline send me a message. That it was dismissed on Thursday.
Okay.
Listen.
All right, Stephen Hardin.
Yes, Judge, he's in custody.
All right, Mr. Hardin, if you'll come up.
He's in the middle.
Yes. All right, who are the prosecutors on Stephen Hardin? I believe it's family violence. Mr. Mauer, I guess after trial, you're going to be with us every day from now on?
Yeah, I'm gonna set up office here. It'll save me rate.
Okay, well, you have to talk to Cornelius Cox because that's his part office.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
We'll do like an office share.
Yeah. All right, where are we on this case with discovery?
Your Honor, we have made videos and reports available. This is a newly indicted case. We haven't spoken with the CW yet at this point, so we're just asking for some time to contact them.
I gave them a copy of an A&P that the complainant came to my office and gave us. My office hadn't told me, but it's in the file. I gave them a copy of it. So really all we need is for them to contact the complainant, make a decision if they're going to proceed with prosecution, and if so, if they're going to make an offer.
So there's no outstanding discovery.
I don't believe so at this time, Your Honor.
There was CPS records, you said.
Oh, yes, there were CPS records. Allegedly, there was a child in the home who witnessed the incident. Those have been requested. We just haven't received them yet, but I believe that's the only thing outstanding. So
Okay. And the CPS records, are they in your custody or no?
not as of yet.
Okay. Do you know if the CPS, because I'm trying to figure out, usually it takes a long time if you all have to order CPS records, but if they're floating around in existence, it doesn't take that long.
They exist. They were previously requested, I believe early last month. So we should be able to get them soon, and we'll follow up with CPS to determine that.
All right, so I'm going to give you all a 45-day reset, just to be sure. If you get the records sooner and y'all want to do something sooner, your attorney can always request to come back sooner, okay? All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 45-day reset on Harding for discovery. All right, we'll be back on May 25th.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
He's supposed to be on Zoom. I sent him.
He's here. Barker is on Zoom. I'm just waiting for the attorney.
I was gonna fill in from Mr. Barker for Bob Vargas.
Okay, so do you know if he's been sworn in, Mr. Barker? All right, let me invite, well, I'm going to invite her to Zoom and I'll put them in a breakout room.
See you, buddy.
Okay, so do I have to get on Zoom also?
No.
No.
Mr. Barker,
Yes,
I'm going to put you in breakout room number 1 so that the clerk can swear you in.
okay.
That file needs to go to Caroline so she can swear him in.
Would I be able to do the file?
Thanks. All right, and then once he's sworn in, we'll take the matter up.
All right, do I stand here?
Oh, just wait till I call you up.
To view the paperwork, because he doesn't know. It'll pay fee.
I've got
No,
my-
just go to the back,
Okay.
to the clerk.
I'm just like, you can go back. Through the door, make a right, left, and then make a left is the first. That's much. Garcia Victor. You think that's the open policy? She'll tell you what time to call.
Absolutely.
All right, where's Isaiah Gonzalez?
You don't think they.
All right, thank you. Hello, Mr. Gonzalez.
Well,
Yes, counsel.
yes, Your Honor, Mr. Gonzalez is aware that he has trial today, that he's first to go. He's aware of what there's still outstanding plea bargain. He's rejecting it and choosing to go to trial.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll be going to trial today.
Just wondering if we had a time sort of, for initiating the process of jury selection and all that. I didn't know if the court.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do a jury selection today. What do you mean?
At what time?
Oh, the time is probably gonna be 1:15.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Or I didn't know if you-
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. I said thank you.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
It's one of the cases. If you want to pick the first one up, you just wait.
Mr. Jimenez, how long are you asking for jury selection?
30 minutes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How's it going?
Yeah.
I know, I'm here on Mr. Rogelio.
Yes.
I just come. Where you go?
Oh, they have to bring out your client.
No, I don't need to confer with him right now, Judge, but Jason went to go upstairs to talk to admin about providing an offer.
Okay,
So I'm gonna run to other courts and I'll be back.
okay,
Okay?
all right, thanks. Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Adam was like, we have a method of recording.
Oh, yeah, we do. So, yeah, 425.
So it's not-
No, there is a, no, he's here to be here on April 25th, according to the notes on the file. And It is, the defendant is excused.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think he was subsidized.
Okay.
I'll check with him.
Okay.
Ready to put someone I know. Okay. If there's anything else,
My client's back, so whenever y'all get.
Yes,
can you check your emails? Because I sent you a certification a long time ago.
it wasn't in there yesterday. I'll see if it came over the night. No, it's not here. I don't have it. No, I'm looking at my email. It's not there. Okay.
Never been.
Let me see if I can open it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do that for your name. Yeah. Yep.
I would speak to my client to introduce myself, Mr. Barker.
Yes, yes.
On the recall document, this is my. Your Honor, I think you on the.
Yes, you'll need to zoom in.
I don't know how to do that in my lap. Okay.
Or either if you want, if you have your client's phone number, they can call you.
I never, you never. got me any.
Okay, what is this other? What does this mean?
16 is this other piece.
No, I mean, you have, okay. You probably should write that out. All right. See, there you go. He's not here. But you know, I always said I would never do what other judges have done in the past, which is don't appear, you don't get your dismissal. I always felt some kind of way about that because my thing was, there's a reason it's being dismissed. Can I see the file on Michael Trevino? Thank you. Thanks. All right, have a good one.
All right, thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse.
Yes, you may be excused.
This man, 23, 21, 64.
All right, who is here on Edgar Alcantar? And where is he?
He is present right there. Yeah.
Come up.
Are we sending this way?
No, you don't go behind the line. And you need to be on this side.
I Judge.
Hello.
In the middle.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, as far as I'm aware, the state's handed over everything. I told defense if there's anything that's missing, they can notify us, and we've made an offer.
I'm sorry, you said you've made an offer?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 3-week reset for a plea deadline date. How you doing this morning, Mr. Salazar?
Good, okay.
I'm sorry, when? All right, your plea deadline date is going to be May 1st. And I'm also going to need an acknowledgement of discovery at that time. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the plea bargain agreement. After that date, the court will not consider any plea bargaining without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. All right, then they'll give you a reset and then you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good to ask a question.
Yes.
I have motions to withdraw on file for a lady who has warrants out of your court. Is that on Thursday? Do you mind if I push on today?
It'll have to be on Thursday because she's set on Thursday. So we'll see if she shows up.
Excuse me.
Yes, he's in the back getting sworn in, he's getting his certification signed and stuff.
Yeah, okay, for some reason the defense attorney is like, yeah, I need to zoom. Just,
No, I said, he's on it.
How are you doing?
I'm here
for Docket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not, I just spoke to Parker. He understands.
I didn't give you any email chain for the Adobe sign.
It's everything's pretty.
You're the best. Sorry.
No.
All right, who's here on Julian Juarez? All right, court is calling 2022 CR 10228, State of Texas versus Julian Juarez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
David Cavazos for the state judge.
for the defense?
Patrick Lowndes for Mr. Juarez.
And are you Mr. Juarez?
Yes.
Counsel, you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have your.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Juarez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you weigh the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented
Yes, Judge.
on both counts?
No, one count. We'll waive and abandon count.
Which-
Judge?
All right.
Just proceeding on count one.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of publishing or threatening to publish intimate videos? As a state jail felony, the range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count one. There's a $150 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration cause number 685303. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be 100 hours of community service restitution, no harmful or offensive contact with Vanessa Juarez, anger management classes, and a letter of apology to Vanessa Juarez. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense at count one, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No comment.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Honor, state offers, State Exhibit 1 with its attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we just hope that you follow the plea bargain agreement. He understands he made a mistake and he just wants to move forward with his life.
All right, how old are you?
38,
How many children do you have?
3,
What are their ages?
9, 6, and 7.
Boys, girls?
All boys.
Okay. How long have you been in a relationship with the complainant in this case?
It was 10 years.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I'm a culinary chef.
Where do you work?
Seasons, retirement, and timers,
What do you cook?
whatever they want me to.
I mean, what's your specialty?
I'm actually a charcuterie chef. I barbecue, basically, but anything they want me to cook, it's a privately owned retirement home for people with Alzheimer's, so they want snacks, everything.
All right, is there anyone in your family who's on well, has a good relationship with the complainant in this case?
Yes,
Who has a good relationship? Is it your mom, your?
it would be my mother.
All right. Any alcohol or drug issues?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I want you to hear me very clearly. You're not a teenager. There's no excuse for what you did. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you've only been in a relationship with her for 10 years, so maybe you met her when you were maybe 28. Your relationship is over. She doesn't want you anymore. It didn't work out. You have 3 children. Take that as a part of your life that, you know, I have 3 beautiful children
Yes, ma'am.
and move on. But she's not going to be in a relationship with you. And I'm not ordering any contact. I'm not doing the apology letter. Your apology to her is leaving her alone.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're not going to have contact with her. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
She wants nothing to do with you. And if you all have an inkling in the back of your mind that you need to get, that you want to get back together, remember, I'm ordering no contact. So I'm telling you, she wants nothing to do with you. And if you have something to do with her that's outside of the court's orders, you could be looking at 2 years in the state jail facility.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't think you get to choose if you want to be a cook at the state jail facility or prison. They just put you on whatever detail they put you on. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's a $150 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration clause number 685303. There's to be no contact with Vanessa Juarez. All right, do we need anger management class? It appears that this is a relationship. He wanted to be in a relationship with her. They did this dance where they got back together, then they broke up again. Then he's angry because she's seeing somebody else.
Judge, I'll defer to you. We do not oppose.
He needs anger management? Or he just needs to leave somebody alone?
From my experience, Your Honor, I don't think he has an anger issue, but we're open to it if the court deems
Do
it.
you have an anger management?
No, no.
All right, you're 38 years old. This is not like you're some 17-year-old, even if you were 17 or 16, it's still inexcusable. Leave her alone. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't call her. Don't send flowers. Don't contact her on social media. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do any of that, what's going to end up happening is a warrant's going to be issued for your arrest because you will have violated my orders. And either you're going to make bond or you're not going to make bond. If you don't make bond, you're going to be brought over from the Bexar County Jail dressed in orange. And again, at the jail, I don't know if they'll put you on cooking detail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is to be parenting classes. And that'll be with Triple P. You need to teach your children how they need to treat people when they're in relationships and deal with disappointment. There is 100 hours of community service restitution. Those will be waived once he's completed parenting classes. I'm going to want regular UAs. We'll do field visits 1 time per month. And we can do that for 3 months. And if all is well, then you can discontinue with that. Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider. And I don't consider him making meals as being employed as a home healthcare provider, and no employment with minors. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Yes, no?
Your Honor, we would just ask to remove the GPS or the partial house arrest requirement from the bond.
All right, any objection, state?
Objection from the state.
All right, and the court will order removal of GPS. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes. Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. We're off the record. Here's the thing about probation in this court. If you have some issue, let probation know. If you feel like probation isn't solving it, I'm here Monday through Friday from like 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So you can come in and address it with the court. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Thank
do I
you.
need to sign a dismissal?
That's for the county court.
Oh, yeah, usually I sign it and you just give it to counsel to take down if you want to.
Okay.
All right. Makes everybody's life easy. You're welcome. Have a good one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. We are ready.
It smells so good.
All right, could I see the parties on Timothy Barker?
Counsel for Mr. Barker, scared in
Right.
person, Your Honor. Jesus Vargas.
Just a second, I haven't called the docket. Give me a
Oh, I
moment. And counsel, you're actually on this side. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 0287, State of Texas versus Timothy Barker. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Jesus Vargas on behalf of Bobby Vargas for the defendant.
All right, and are you Timothy Barker?
Yes, I am.
All right, you need to turn up your volume on your end.
I can do that.
Okay.
Is that better?
That's better, but get closer to the microphone if you can.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Barker, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. There's another attorney standing in for your attorney. Do you have any objections to that?
No, I do not.
State, do you have any objections to Mr. Barker appearing by video?
No, Judge.
Counsel, do you have any objections to Mr. Barker appearing by video?
No, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe it has been reviewed.
All right, Mr. Barker, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did. And yes, I do.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Barker, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault on a peace officer, judge, bodily injury as a second-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I do.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, I do.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, I do.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, I do.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Barker, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
According to the plea, there's a $2,500 fine and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, I do.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I do.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Not that I know of, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, I do.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Judge, state offer states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Any objections?
No objections.
All right, you may continue. Mr. Barker, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, I do.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, Mr. Parker, and I believe it's an incident that he regrets terribly, and we ask the court to honor the plea bargain.
All right, Mr. Barker, how old are you?
54.
All right, what happened at this, I guess, club incident? Was this at a club?
It was at a concert at the Alamo Dome.
All right, I don't know why they put it down in the report as a club. And what concert were you seeing?
Rammstein.
I'm sorry, who?
Rammstein, a German industrial metal band.
All right, I'll have to look them up. I've never heard of that, and I consider myself a aficionado of music. What's their hit song?
Du hast.
Oh, okay. I understand that in German. So, were you drinking? Why did this occur?
I was not drinking. I was, somebody came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder really hard and said something like, "We need to see you outside." And when they did that, something flew out of his mouth into my eye, burning my eye. So I took my water bottle and as I was being escorted out, I was watering my eye out from whatever flew out of this guy's mouth into my eye. And when I got out to the outside, somebody grabbed me and I just swung. So I didn't even see who it was. Because I was going from somewhere really dark to somewhere really light, and I didn't see who it was behind me when I swung.
So, are you a resident of Bexar County?
No, I am not.
Where are you a resident?
Oklahoma City.
So you came all the way down from Oklahoma to see a German metal band?
Yeah, they don't tour very much, and when they do, it's like a selected amount of cities, so you have to travel.
Oh, okay. Have you seen them in Germany?
No, I have not.
Are they big in Germany?
They're very, very big over in Europe, yes.
Oh, wow. I learned something new every day. So are you employed?
No, I am not.
Retired?
I am disabled.
Are you receiving SSI?
Yes, I am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to $2,500 fine. That'll be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. 200 hours of community service restitution. The court is going to order anger management. If you want probation, he can pay off his community service hours at $7.25 per hour. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Transfer to Oklahoma City. What county is that?
Oklahoma?
Oh, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma County.
Yes.
And probation, I'll allow him to travel until the transfer is granted. And we'll do regular UAs. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Yes. And proof of SSI within 15 days or proof of employment within 15 days. And there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Anything else, probation? Mr. Barker, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Where do you send the proof?
Where do I send the proof of any of SSI and all that to?
Probation is
My
going to
attorney?
speak to you about that in a breakout room.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, they think that would be it.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Well, Mr. Barker, I'm going to look into that band. I haven't heard of them. It seems like I should have heard of them. So I'm gonna see what they're about. But do better. That's all I ask of people.
Thank
All right,
you.
I'm gonna send, you're welcome. I'm gonna send you to a breakout room and probation will meet you there to go over your conditions. I'll send you to breakout room number 2. And
Okay.
counsel, you can go to breakout room number 2 or you can be excused.
If I may be excused, thank you. Your Honor.
Yes, you're welcome. Who's here on Angel Gonzalez? Good morning.
Judge, this was reset for us to get a finalized offer from the state today.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, we can.
Okay, have you guys done that?
I had a tentative offer unless something's changed.
No, that, yeah,
but-
the offer.
So my understanding was that the offer was 30.
Oh, I
years.
don't need to know what the offer is.
I just wanted to make sure nothing had changed since
Yeah.
we had talked.
Okay.
So, I- if I could just have a reset to.
All right, Ms.
Discuss that.
Ferguson.
She said that, Judge.
Oh, just 1 second. Let me give you a date. All right, your plea deadline date is going to be May 1st.
Thank you, Judge.
His plea deadline date is May 1st. Yeah. And that is on Angel Gonzalez. All right, could I see one Aviles? And Norma, in this case, do you know how long the jury trial is?
How long is it gonna be in the 186?
Yes.
I don't know, Judge, they just started today. I think it was already yesterday. But it's just one of-
What is the charge? Do we know?
I don't know. No, it's a child sex.
Okay, thank you. All right, your attorney is currently in a jury trial in the 186, so people can't be in 2 places at the same time. So Ms. Ferguson, on this, let's bring this back in 3 weeks. Well, I'm sorry, let me look at the schedule. You know what? Bring it back either for the 24th or the 25th so we can see where we are.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to recall your case for April 24th. That April 24th will not be your jury trial date because there are no jurors available because people are celebrating Fiesta. But we're going to figure out where this case is, okay? All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. And thanks for, you always dress appropriately for court. I appreciate that. All right, thank you. Sure.
You can have a seat.
Need your phone.
We'll do it first tomorrow, Matthew, so we work it out.
Don't you get up there right now so they bring them in? Okay. Aviles, Mr. Aviles.
Deputy Laura, I have never heard of that German band. It is?
I'm surprised. It was real big in the 90s. Yes, it's.
Okay, I don't know.
It's kind of old, Judge.
I missed that. I'm like,
I see your old days. I remember them back in the day too.
just like. I don't, I'm like, where was I?
He described it very eloquently. Yes. Metal industrial band.
No, but I mean, I've done that. I remember they even had the cartoon that everybody watched that was the first sort of like, I don't want to say Japanese anime, but it was sort of like Japanese anime that was about a rock group. So yeah. It was great.
What do you say about
Deputy Laura, can you mute me for a moment? Apologize. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna judge, you just reset Mr. Aviles because I'm in trial.
Yes.
I'm gonna confer with Brittany just on the dates. I just want to go and confer with her. That's why I'm here.
Okay. All right. Dates for trial?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. If you all confer on dates for trial and then if he isn't gone yet, we'll put it for trial.
Well, he's gone, but I can always just tell him this is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
So I've got a really full dance card, Judge. I didn't even know about the one that got pushed today. Should not have been pushed. Already went, so.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to get this done.
Well, you dressed for trial.
I picked a jury instructor.
Oh, hey, what are you guys trying? Oh, yeah.
All the things I took in COVID, so I wouldn't have to prove out of my house or stop eating.
Ah,
That's what I'm trying right now.
hey. Eduardo Gallardo. Eduardo Gallardo.
Guajardo, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. I'm telling you, it happens all the time.
No offense.
All right, just one moment. Let me send this invitation to somebody. All right, Joshua, what is your name?
That's my client, Judge, it's Victor Del Toro. And Norma said we need a clerk to swear him in. We were gonna do a plea via Zoom today, Judge. He lives in Laredo.
Okay.
What's that? It's a special. Yeah, it's why I don't have it. No, it's not.
All right, I'm sending you to breakout room number one. Clerk will meet you there. All right, so what is happening with this case?
Judge, I spoke with defense. There are several things that they wanted me to check out from the videos that were obtained by SAPD body cam. Defense also mentioned that there was a witness statement that they.
All right, everyone, if you could please whisper.
Sorry about that, Judge. There was a witness statement that defense had gotten from one of the witnesses that was there at the scene. They said that they have it and that they're going to provide it to me.
All right, so they're providing you a witness statement.
Yes, Judge.
All right, any other discovery that's,
At the moment, I think we're good.
I don't think so, Judge.
okay, no videos or anything like that? No cell phone dumps?
As far as I'm aware, Judge.
Okay. All right, Miss Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Eduardo Guajardo. Guajardo. I'm working on it.
Very nice, Your Honor.
No. All right, so we'll be back on May 8th, and at that time, I'm going to expect a discovery acknowledgement. And I'm going to expect an offer.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Your Honor,
Yes.
my client was informing me that he has a trip that had already been planned and scheduled and approved. He gets back on the 8th.
Okay, where is he going? Where are you going?
I'm going to Cozumel.
What are you doing in Cozumel?
I'm just going on a cruise, Your Honor. A
Okay.
4-day cruise.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if we can move this. Mr. Gallardo,
Guajardo.
and one day I'm gonna get that right.
You
He's
got it.
going on a cruise. So can we bring this back on the 9th or the 10th? Well, the 11th.
I'd be if that were.
Are we able to do the 11th or?
Yes.
All right, so we'll see you back on the 11th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, and I sent the email for Caroline to join, so I think she'll be joining shortly.
Yes.
Who's here on Christopher Medina?
You're on.
Well, Mr. Medina, every day every time I see you, there's a new color.
May I take off my jacket?
Well, sure, you can take it off, but you probably should do it out there, not in here. We're not doing a striptease,
No
you know?
problem.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 6641, State of Texas versus Christopher Joe Medina. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Defense?
Ruben Bisanya.
And are you Christopher Joe Medina?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just one moment. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Christopher Joe Medina who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 6641 for the offense of criminal mischief, 2,500 to 30,000 on November 15th, 2022 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 23 on or about the 12th day of March, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Christopher Joe Medina did then and there contact or attempt to contact Brenda Martinez or a family member by telephone, mail, or in person in violation of condition number 23.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? State,
Your Honor, we'll waive the first violation.
any objections to the waivers?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 23, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility and up to $1,200 fine? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 23?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 23 true. Is there an agreement?
Your Honor, there is an agreed recommendation to deny this motion, however, to alter and amend his conditions to have 1 year of the GPS tracking and the curfew, which he is currently on as part of his bond.
All right, and what is this curfew?
Yeah, I'm sorry, may I speak?
Yes.
My work hours are 8 AM to 10 PM. I'm a barber.
So
10 PM?
Yeah,
Barber?
I'm a late. I make late appointments. Yes, ma'am. I mean,
All right, you're gonna, if I do that, you're gonna have to provide proof that you're doing that. Okay,
yeah. I do get home earlier sometimes. I mean, it's not always 10 PM, but 8, 9, but 10 PM.
all right, I'm just gonna put him on, I'll put him on partial GPS for work, and you're gonna have to provide your hours to probation, and you're gonna have to provide a list of, you know, this is my client, this is my schedule. You understand?
I completely understand.
All right. And since he has the new number 1, I'm not gonna put him under oath, but Brenda Martinez,
My daughter's mom.
you can't have any contact with her.
I completely understand.
All right, if you contact her, you're gonna be looking at 1 year in the state jail facility here. I don't know what they're doing in misdemeanor court, because that's not my jurisdiction, but I'm telling you here, you cannot have contact with her. It appears to the court that she don't want you anymore. She don't want to be with you. And you know what? You got to accept that, move on. Maybe that, you know, I'm a firm believer that sometimes everything happens for a reason. It's for the best. Maybe there's somebody else out there for you. But before you get in another relationship, this is what I always tell people. Get an orchid. My staff are always doing this thing where they buy me an orchid, right? And they give me the orchid. The orchid has beautiful flowers on it. You go out, get an orchid. I've seen them at Walmart and other places. They're probably like about $12. Save up $12, get an orchid. Flowers are bloom. Once those flowers fall off, if that orchid blooms again for you, then you probably are ready for a relationship. And I mean that in all seriousness, because I have received probably 3 or 4 orchids. They didn't make it. Because orchids, no matter the instructions you read, sometimes they like to be a little near a little light. Sometimes they don't like to be any light. Sometimes, you know, they don't want to be touched. Sometimes they like a little water, not a lot of water. I don't know what the secret is, but that orchid will help you with patience and help you understand your feelings and get in touch with you. All right. So before you move on to another relationship, you need to work on you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include partial GPS for employment. Are the fees on the GPS waived or no?
Not on probation.
All right, I'll ask that the fees be waived. I'm going to ask for, oh, I already asked for you to do parenting classes. Have you done your parenting classes?
So on the conditions, it says parenting program triple T instead of P.
No, triple P.
Triple P. I was gonna take it yesterday, but I was confused with the T.
All right, so I'm
I
going to
can
do.
get it done tonight.
All right, well, it's going to take longer than that.
Okay.
But all right, so I want him to start on his parenting classes. And that'll be triple P, or either he can do compadre and compadre, either one. And there's to be no contact with Brenda Martinez. And the GPS is until further notice. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, man.
How old are you?
I'm 23. I turned 24 in July, man.
All right, so get your life together. You have a child, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How old is your child?
She turns 3 in August.
All right. You know, time goes by quickly when children are that young. Just think, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could potentially result in me being away from my daughter for a year? Because state jail felony time is supposed to be day for day. You understand? All right. Is there anything else you need? Probation, anything else he needs? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes, may I approach briefly?
Yes.
Super brief.
I need the file.
Oh.
Patricia Martinez. Well, I keep telling people this, but they just don't. It's like, some people don't understand the assignment, but okay.
We're good, Judge?
Yes,
Excuse?
yes. Did they confer on Ovilus with the new date?
Your Honor, I think he's just gonna come back April 24th. Okay.
All right, who's here on Robert Grant?
I'm present for Mr. Grant.
All right, Mr. Grant, come forward. And I think this is criminal trial division.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, and counsel, you're on this side. All right, what is happening on this case?
Judge, we're essentially trying to provide some evidence to the DA's office that may be enlightening in their regards on whether or not they choose to want to prosecute this case.
All right, so when are you going to provide this evidence?
Hoping that we can get that to the DA's office in the next 30 days, Judge.
Does it take that long to enlighten people?
Well, it's just a matter of actually getting someone to come forward and meet, I believe, with one of the prosecutors, Judge. I have not personally had communication with this individual, but I'm hoping we can do that and then present them to the DA's office in regards to this particular matter, Judge.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can I get a 30 days reset on Mr. Grant? And do you have all the discovery?
Judge, we're in the process of making that determination right now, Judge. I have not seen all of the video evidence, but I believe that may also be enlightening in regards to what we're going to provide to the DA's office.
It looks like everything's uploaded, Your Honor, that we have.
So everybody's going to be enlightened.
Hopefully.
60-watt bulbs, I don't know. Okay. So when we come back, I'm going to give you this 30-day reset. It's going to be for discovery. All right, so you're going to be back on May 11th. At that time, that will be discovery and the state will make an offer.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you very much, Your Honor. Maybe
You're
we
welcome.
be excused, Judge.
Once you sign the reset form.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
You can go ahead and have a seat.
That's what you get paid to be. Just a little bit.
No, not yet. All right, Deputy Laura, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be right back. Oh, please be seated. Good morning. Hey, where's your client? Oh, come on up. What's your client's name? Okay. How are you doing? Hi. How are you doing this morning?
Good, yeah.
All right. So is his case indicted or no?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So of course, when people who are accused always say, I haven't had any contact with my attorney. I always say, let's bring the attorney in. So,
Yes. We cleared it out.
okay. All right. So you have had contact with him.
Yes, I have.
You should remember it. You both all shaved
We have the
heads.
same haircut.
Yeah, it does. All right. So,
Yes. We're working on it. We're waiting to see, it hasn't been indicted yet.
okay.
I've requested what they do have as evidence right now.
Okay.
And we've had contact with each other. I've updated all of this contact information. We did find a little wrinkle
Mhm.
that somebody, I don't know if it was the bonds office or administration, gave him a wrong phone number. So he was calling a number that is not my number. It's not until today that he called my office that he realized that he was calling the wrong number.
Okay. All right. So we don't normally set pre-indicted cases. I'm sorry. Yeah, pre-indicted cases. So if you ever want it set, just have it set with the coordinator and we'll take it out.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
May I be
You're
excused?
excused. Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Who's here on Fernando Zepeda?
Diane. State and I have been working on Mr. Zepeda's case, Judge. He is set for a PSI, but there's a new night mag that we've been working on, which we said 2 weeks ago. I think we've come to a solution. And we wanted to approach you to see how you wanted us to handle it, because I think we're looking at amending the plea bargain. And so
All right.
prefer that we withdraw it or just amend it, but
And if you all want to amend the, what I would say is the last page that shows the plea agreement. If you all will just file the last page, since this has already been file stamped, just print out the last page, what your new agreement is.
Okay.
And put in there that, that's the new addendum and that it is, the previous plea bargain page is null and void.
Okay.
And we'll do it that way.
and then Judge, because it is being changed, I want to see if we can get 2 to 3 weeks for the sentencing.
What is it being changed for?
Well, on the new case, there are some issues that my client and I want to speak to the DA about. And so also because the plea is changed, I want to bring in some of the witnesses that I had hoped would be here, but weren't able to make it. So
And Judge, the agreement originally was for 5 silent.
Mhm.
You want me to tell you what the new one's gonna be?
Yes, what is the new?
It's just gonna be 6 silent.
Right.
I just added on a year to TIC.
Yeah, so I don't understand why we need a reset that long.
well, just so I can get these witnesses in, Judge. I was hoping to have them here today. They're not here. Because there's a change in the plea.
Like, why are they not here?
I can't answer that, Judge. They're just not.
All right, I'll give you all till Thursday. Or either we're doing it today. And I will go on the plea, the original plea as stated.
I don't understand.
Oh, either we can do it today, and if we do it today, we're going on the plea bargain agreement that's been entered to. Or if you all want to add where the state is saying that they are 6 silent, then we're coming back on the 13th to do it. So this is going to get taken care of this week.
Right, let's come back on the 13th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Zebeda, we're recalling that for the 13th. Because and just so y'all know, I note that on February 2nd, this was scheduled for March 30th, and we came back on March 30th. It was recalled today. And the reason why it was recalled today, because new cases.
Right.
So we're going to recall it for the 13th. And there'll be no further resets.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you, Ms. Ferguson. We'll give you the reset form.
Thanks.
When you're free, may I approach, Judge?
Yeah, but I mean, we go in order of appearance. So I have files before yours. So if you have a file, you need to have them put it on the table.
My guy's not here.
All right, who's here on Scott Marcelino?
I'm here, Your Honor. My client is also present.
All right, we're here for jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor, we're announcing ready.
All right, so come back at 1:15.
Thank you. Your Honor.
You're welcome. That's coming back at 1:15. Joaquin Mendez. Joaquin Mendez.
This he's right here.
Your Honor, my understanding is the United States Marshal picked him up here this morning.
Well, they didn't pick him up from here this morning, but he's been taken into custody.
He did have an outstanding warrant, but it's not present.
Okay. State on Joaquin Mendez. Are you able to check at the next setting to find out what's happening with the marshals? What is he charged with? Counsel, do you know what his federal charges are?
I do not.
Right, it's on the recall page. It's Joaquin Mendez.
Okay, Judge.
And so I don't know if he's picked up something on the federals or the federal government picked up something related to the weapons.
I could send them off to our court to see if they know why he was arrested, Judge.
All right, so what I'll do then, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 45-day reset on Mr. Joaquin Mendez? All right, so May 25th, state.
That will work. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Are the parties ready on Victor Del Toro?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
One second, let me see. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 5495, State of Texas versus Victor Del Toro. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Denise Harrison for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Dirk Ashball. I represent Mr. Del Toro, and we are ready to proceed.
All right, and are you Mr. Del Toro?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right, just one moment. All right, Mr. Del Toro, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Any objections to the defendant appearing by video, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Del Toro, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And I'm sorry, just 1 second. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
The court.
I'm sorry, I need to turn up the volume.
All right, I need you to speak up or either turn up the volume. on your
Yes,
system.
let me do that. Okay. Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, you're gonna have to speak up.
Yes, I did.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Del Toro, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
All right, did you understand you're charged with the offense of trademark counterfeiting 1,500 to 20,000 as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? The court could find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Del Toro, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
According to the plea, there's a $750 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, Cats 1 and 2, and you're to forfeit the items. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. Did you understand there was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State's Exhibit 1 with attachments, Your Honor.
No objection, Judge.
Mr. Del Toro, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Could you mute me, please? Mr. Del Toro, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room real quickly. Your attorney is gonna call you on the phone for a moment, okay?
Okay,
I'll
ma'am.
put you in breakout room number 2, and then we'll come right back.
Okay.
I didn't do the indictment.
Judge, I'm gonna call real quick and then we'll.
All right, if you'll call him,
Okay.
and if you want to step out in the hallway and call him, we'll
Yeah.
take this, we'll continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Del Toro,
Yes, ma'am.
I requested that you go to breakout room number 2. Go to breakout room number 2.
Oh, okay,
He's gonna call you on the phone.
okay, thank you. I'm sorry, does it give me the option to go to any break room?
I will request that you go again.
Okay. Let's just move it to room 1.
All right, just mute yourself. Your attorney's gonna call you. I'll
Okay.
put you in a waiting room. Everyone, the court is taking its break at noon. And that's going to be a hard break. Who's here on Travis Murray?
Present, Your Honor. What would you like me to approach also?
Yes. Yes.
We're ready to proceed with trial, Your Honor.
All right, you're going to be back at 1:15 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maybe excuse until then.
Yes. Who's here on Isabel Garza? Where is Isabel Garza? She's in custody. Okay. Who's the attorney?
It's David Garcia.
Okay. Mr. Sawyer? Hi, I'm Mr. Matthews. I'll see you all back at 1:15.
1:15.
Yes. All right, thank you. Is your brother going to be coming, Mr. Sawyer?
We still missed lunch. Maybe this week we'll get together.
Okay.
He had the day off, the judge called him.
Oh, my gosh. All right, after I finish with Mr. Del Toro, then we'll take up Nicholas Gonzalez. Oh, I don't have your file. Nobody's.
I just kind of wanted to give you a status report here on Mario Guerra on a sentencing.
Yes.
And Mr. Villarreal is looking over some letters that we will then give to the court.
Okay.
And then when you're through, we'll be ready.
All right, thank you. I love the pen today.
Thank you.
Ms. Hairston, can you see if his attorney has finished speaking with him?
Yes.
Thank you. I think he's in the back. Bashan, if you could approach for a moment. Oh, and I did bring something for us in the back. No,
Okay.
I'm telling you. Well, I brought some fruit. So, Ms. Hairston, is he ready or is he still?
I did a whole full circle and I didn't see him.
Okay, let me bring his person back from the waiting room. Hi, have you talked to your attorney, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, Norma, will you call Mr. Del Toro's attorney?
Yes.
I mean, I sent him to the breakout room to go over paperwork and he disappears.
You might have just gotta go run to another.
We're in the middle of the plea. And he was supposed to go in the breakout room to go over paperwork that was not done correctly. All right, so we're gonna move on to Nicholas Gonzalez. Your attorney should be calling you, Mr. Del Toro, to go over paperwork.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 2072, State of Texas versus Nicholas Adam Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ruben Herrera for the state.
Defense?
Palmer check for the defendant.
All right, and are you Mr. Gonzalez? Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yeah, we're proceeding as to the lesser included charge of count one, assault, bodily injury, married cohabitant.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment for that offense is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Sure.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him? Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense? Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation. They're recommending deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. With an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition, and you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes.
Showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for 1 year. There be no contact with Brittany DeLeon and the BIPP course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense of assault, bodily injury, married, or cohabitation, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Your Honor. And
Any objection? All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sure.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, no, sorry,
Do you want him to be sentenced today?
yes.
All right, no problem. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client, we would like for you to understand that he had one issue with Ms. Whitney. He's resolved that, he's remorseful for that, and he's done, he needs to continue to be a better person.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, how many children do you have?
I got 2 children and 1 stepchild.
All right, what are their ages?
1, 2. Those are my only 2 childs, but my stepchild's 8. 9.
And the 1 and 2-year-old,
Those
are they boys or
they're
girls?
all boys.
So all 3 are boys. And during these incidences, were the boys at home? Where were they?
They're with their grandma.
Your mother or her mother? All right, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive
For what?
for marijuana.
All right, how are they letting you be coach of a team when you use marijuana? Do they not know this?
I'm not sure. They don't drug test. It's all, they don't pay you to coach. It's all.
Well, I
You
mean,
go
just
in.
because people are volunteering, it doesn't mean that they should be scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I mean no disrespect when I say that. But if you are coaching a team, and I know some coaches do things differently today. I don't think it's great for them to be screaming at players and being disrespectful, right? You can get your point over without screaming, but sometimes people scream in the heat of the moment during a game. But you are supposed to be someone that those children are looking up to. And if you're using drugs, they shouldn't be looking up to you because they'll be thinking, oh, he uses drugs. And regardless of what people say, me personally, I've never done marijuana, but I can tell you what it smells like. And I know that children who have never done marijuana, who've been around it maybe, I know they know what it smells like. It's like some children who never smoked a cigarette, but you know what smoke smells like. So you should not be coaching a team when you don't have your life together. You understand?
I understand.
So are you still coaching?
Yes, sir.
You're getting clean. If you're not clean, you are not going to be coaching. So your volunteer work will be done. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm not going to have it. Is Child Protective Services involved or no? And what do you do for a living?
I work with my stepdad. I'm a carpenter.
All right. Do you have all your fingers? All right, I asked that. People say you're not a real carpenter until you've lost a fingertip or something. So I always check. All right, this is what the court is going to sentence you to. The court is going to sentence you to 1 year deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Brittany DeLeon. If she calls you and says that she wants to work out this relationship, you need to tell her you're not allowed to have any contact with her. If you have contact with her, regardless of she's coming over to your house or you going into her house, probation is going to find out about it and a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. And then you will be looking at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't think they have a softball or football team at the jail. No, they don't have that. So you can read about coaching, but you won't be doing any coaching. Proof of employment. Within 15 days, there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. I want him tested for levels and have them test him today. And if his levels go up at all, he's not allowed to coach. And if he tests positive for any, I want him drug tested today. If he tests positive, you can unfold your arms. If he tests positive for anything other than marijuana today, then there's to be no coaching. So I want him tested today. Can we do that in court?
Your Honor, we can do the test in court, however, I won't be able to give you levels.
All right, so let's do the drug test in court to see what he's positive for. If it's for anything other than marijuana, then he's not to do any coaching. If it's just marijuana, then we can send him to do a test for levels.
I drank Sunday on Easter.
Oh, well, you shouldn't turn up positive for alcohol today. And what did you drink?
On Baker.
All right, why people think Easter Sunday means you're supposed to drink alcohol? I mean, was it wine? Yeah, so there you go. I don't think Jesus was drinking liquor.
Letting you know.
Okay, I appreciate that. All right, so you're gonna be tested for levels. And there is going to be the BIPP course. And again, no coaching. If you're positive for anything other than marijuana. And if your levels rise. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want field visits with him random until further notice, and tell him to make sure that he is not with Brittany DeLeon and she's not coming over to his house. And I'm going to want parenting classes with Triple P. And once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be considered satisfied. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Counter for the UA testing, we're gonna do the test today, then when do you want them to submit for the levels?
Today.
Okay, and then, how often they're out? Weeks
Yes,
until negative.
until negative.
That's all.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your rights to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Children imitate everything that they see. And if there's violence in the home, then that's telling your children that might makes right and that it's okay to be abusive to the person that you love. You're going to have to make better choices. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Are the parties ready on Mario Guerra?
We are. Did have some letters that we submitted to the field. We wanted to make sure you guys find
Oh, where are the letters?
the file.
I don't have them. I'm a low. Oh, so it's not in an envelope? So where? Okay, sure.
I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
I just wanted to.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. And these are not. But there are a couple that are coming back for 1:30. Okay.
Hey, no talking in the box.
All right. Are the parties ready on Mr. Guerra?
Yes, Judge.
All right, court is calling 2021 CR 1198 State of Texas versus Mario Guerra. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
Melissa Christian for the defendant.
All right, and you, Mr. Guerra?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Guerra, you entered a plea to count one of no contest on March 28th. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishments be assessed at a cap of 16 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state opposes your application, and there's to be no contact with the complainant in Chapter 62 registration. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and the court is in receipt of letters that were tendered. Any objections to the court having reviewed those letters, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No.
All right, and the court will note for the record, there were letters that were tendered by the defense. Any objections to the you all need to whisper in the box. Any objection? I'm sorry, Deputy Laura, can you have them move to the other end? Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge. Specifically, Judge, on page 5, there's a narrative on the victim impact statement. The narrative is from the mother of the child in question. There are a number of statements that are hearsay statements, and quite frankly, there are a number of statements in here that are just flat not true.
Mhm.
And so we would object to this narrative.
All right. State?
Judge, I believe that it's well within the province of the court to consider victim impact when assessing punishment. As far as the specific hearsay statements, I believe that they are statements made by the defendant, so they wouldn't be hearsay.
No, that's not, I respectfully disagree. This is actually the mother. This is not the victim. This is the mother making the statements, and she's basically repeating what she believes other police officers and other people had told her. There's a specific thing about 30,000 pages, which is not accurate. There's a number of things that are inaccurate that she is relaying that someone told to her. So those hearsay statements would not be this.
All right, so with regards to page number 5, the court is not going to consider page number 5 in sentencing.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Any witnesses from either side?
We do have witnesses, Judge.
And Judge, we just ask that you take judicial notice of the court file, but we have no other witnesses.
All right, the court will take notice of the court's file. All right, defense, call your first witness.
Judge, our first witness is Ms. Betty Guerra.
All right, Miss Betty Guerra. All right, Ms. Guerra, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand and you'll state your name for the record.
Betty H. Guerra.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Guerra, could you tell the court how you are related to Mario Guerra?
Mario is my son, one of my 3 children.
Okay, and so you have 3 children, and where does he fall in line of your 3 children?
He is the oldest and my middle child. His deceased was murdered
And when did that happen?
January 31st of last year.
Okay, can you hear her okay?
I apologize.
She just needs to take everything down, okay?
Yes,
All right, Ms. Guerra, do you live here in San Antonio?
yes, I do.
Okay, and are you involved with your son
Yes, I am.
and with his children?
He's here.
Okay, and could you tell the court a little bit about his character?
My son is a loving person, but he's too trustworthy. And he's put his family first. And he has a big heart and is always looking to advance in education, which with COVID has held him back and is now working at home, excuse me. He is responsible and he puts his family first. He's been there for me when it comes to helping me out in situations with my
It's okay.
Well, you can take your time.
certainly back. I'm doing it remission for 11 years. And in the meantime, he hasn't been there for me. Before that, I was able to stop by the house after going to see the boys at practice sports, which he hasn't been able to do himself. You can take it into consideration. The boys are at that stage where they need their father participating, and with graduation coming up for the oldest. He has a big heart, doesn't know how to not to get involved in helping other people, which sometimes gets him in trouble. He means well, but it's hard, to be human. He's not perfect.
And Ms. Guerra, may I ask your age?
I'm 69.
You're 69. And has your son been helpful to you as you've gotten up in years?
Yes, he's been there.
And with regard to your health issues, has he been helpful to you?
Yes, because he's a good talker. Gets me out of, being depressed myself. And I can count on him because I get back to him, which sometimes it's hard because I have to consider him also. And I'm going through.
Sure. And Ms. Guerra, you understand what Mario is charged with, correct?
Yes.
You understand what the charges are, okay. And if the judge sees fit to grant him deferred adjudication, which is a type of probation, will you do everything you can to assist him?
Yes, most definitely. I will be there for you.
Okay. We'll pass the witness, Judge.
Any questions?
I just have a couple.
Yes.
And I just want to apologize about the health issues that you're having. I'm sorry to hear that. You mentioned in your testimony that sometimes Mario helping people gets him into trouble.
guts to that. And sometimes I feel that we help somehow. They don't need the extra help.
Okay, are you saying that's what applies in this case?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
no, this is just trying to help ever since he was in the first grade. If he finished his homework, he'd get up from his chair and go help others.
I was making sure that you're not saying that he's in trouble in this case because he was trying to help out the victim. That's okay. No further questions.
All right, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, I just-
Oh, no, no problem. I understand. I hope you get better. All right,
We would call Amy Garcia.
Amy Garcia. All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. Please make sure you keep your voice up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear. Could you state your name for the record?
Amy Marie Garcia.
All right, defense.
Ms. Garcia, could you tell the court how you are related to Mario? Yeah.
I'm the mother of his children.
Okay, and how many children do you have?
We have 2 boys,
And what are their ages?
17 and 13.
And what are their names?
Ethan Guerra and Julian Guerra.
I'm sorry, what's the first name?
Ethan Guerra and Julian Guerra.
And where do you live?
In my house.
Okay, here in San Antonio?
Yes.
All right, and who lives there with you?
My children and for the most part Mario does.
Okay, now are you all together? Like are you, yes, in a
No.
relationship, okay. And whose house is it?
Mine.
Okay, and are you allowing him to live there?
Yes.
Could you tell the court how he is as a father?
He's helped me so much with he's always there for his children as much as he can be, given he has a single mother. So
And can you tell the court specifically how he's involved with them?
he's always helping them, especially with my little one, because he's in sports. So he practiced with him outside. And our oldest is very much into music, so he helps him with getting him different instruments and showing him different things as far as playing them.
Is he a good dad?
Yes.
Okay. And could you tell the court a little bit about Mario's character?
Just like his mother said, he does care too much. He likes to help people. He's always wanted to be a teacher. That was one of his goals, and so he got his degree he got a teaching degree, and he loved that because he loved helping the kids and working with kids and also doing sports activities with them. So he was really involved with them.
And you are aware of the charges that are pending against him, correct? And to which he's pled, right? Okay, and Ms. Garcia, should the court grant him the deferred adjudication probation, will you continue to allow him to live at your house?
Yes.
Okay, and will you do whatever you can to assist him? Should the court impose any special conditions or anything like that?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want the court to know about Mario?
No, he's just. He does help. He helps a lot of people. He's very helpful.
How long have you known him?
Almost 20 years.
Okay. And when you learned of these charges, did you find them to be out of character for him?
Completely.
We'll pass the witness.
Defense.
Just have a few questions for you. Were you together with Mario in 2018?
What date? What month?
I'm not like particular date, were you in a relationship with him in 2018
Up until December.
up until December? Is that when he picked up his DWI? That he pled to an obstruction of highway by intoxication?
Yes,
Okay, so you're aware that he was on probation for that offense, right?
that is correct.
Okay, was he living in the same household with you at that time when he was on
Yeah.
probation?
Mhm.
Okay. And during that period of time is when he picked up this offense, you understand that?
Yes,
And during that period of time when he was on probation for an intoxication related offense, he was still drinking alcohol.
I'm aware.
Okay. And even while on bond for this case, are you aware that he's been continuing to drink alcohol?
I'm assuming, yes.
And are you aware that at the time that he committed this offense, he was under the influence of alcohol?
I wasn't aware.
Okay. So in the time that he's been on bond and on probation, and he's been residing in the same home as you, you have known him to continue to drink alcohol.
Much to my protest, yes.
Okay, so despite you protesting, he continued to drink, right?
Without, yeah, when we were under that.
Okay. Are you aware of on the night that this incident happened, Ethan is your 17-year-old, right?
That is correct.
He had Ethan blow into his intoxilizer so that he could drive.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. Have you talked with Mari about this case?
To a certain extent.
Um, And have you reviewed anything as far as talked about the evidence in this case?
Some of it.
And have you ever met the victim in this case?
No.
I'll pass it.
Any further questions?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Mhm.
All right, call your next witness.
Judge, we call Mr. Guerra.
All right, Mr. Guerra. Can you raise your right hand?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Mario Guerra II.
All right, defense.
Mr. Guerra, could you tell the court what kind of educational background you have?
Yes, ma'am. I received a bachelor's degree in arts for interdisciplinary studies to teach between the 4th and 8th grade.
And were you teaching children?
Yes, ma'am. 4th grade math
Okay, where?
at Basis.
Okay, could you explain to the court what basis is?
Basis is the private school that allows us as individuals to work more with the parents as opposed to the administration. Keeping them in content with our lesson plans and pedagogy.
And how long did you work there?
Approximately 1 year.
And what did you do before that?
Before that, I was working in a call center environment for SMI Incorporated.
Okay. And do you have a military service history record?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And which branch of the military is that with?
United States Air Force.
Okay, and when were you in the Air Force?
I was in the Air Force between 99 and 2004.
And Mr. Guerra, you understand that we have pled to this case and that this is the sentencing hearing. You understand that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this was a decision that we made based on everything that was presented to you as potential evidence, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a potential outcome if we had a jury trial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and this is the decision that you came to, a difficult decision, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Mr. Guerra, you have a bit of a criminal history.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell the court what you have a criminal history for.
In 1997, we were a part of a group where an individual was caught shoplifting, and the security felt at that time it being split over all of us versus the one individual was more important to them than taking us into consideration, that we had no idea that the individual who was shoplifting was doing what he was doing. After that, I received a DWI after a Christmas party. I went home and because of my problem with alcohol, Amy kicked me out of the house, so I left. And at that moment, I got pulled over by a police officer and received the DWI or the blocking of highway traffic.
And did you plead guilty or no contest to that case?
No contest to that case.
And were you placed on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as you've heard, the prosecutor has information that you have continued to drink even though you're on probation for DWI.
Yes, ma'am. I provided that information.
And Mr. Guerra, your two boys, tell the court how you are involved with your two boys.
I am 100% devoted to them as far as with my oldest goes. He is a musician, so constantly working with him with what it is that he needs to succeed in the future, even though he jumps from instrument to instrument to instrument. I'm 100% in support with that.
All right, and
well.
counsel, what I want addressed is the question that the state asked about Mr. Guerra, if it's true, allowing his son to blow in the toxilizer for him. And also with regards to the text messages and the stipulations where it says that Ethan was drinking Blue Moon or something of that nature.
Okay, Judge. Mr. Guerra, so specifically the court wants to know, did you provide alcohol to Ethan or this other child at any time?
Not to Ethan, to the other child, yes. The other child had asked if I could purchase it for her because she was leaving and wanted to go hang out with some friends of hers.
And did you drink also?
Yes, before we even left, my son had asked if I could take him to see his ex-girlfriend at the time to say goodbye to her. And I let him know that I had just finished a beer and I wouldn't be able to take him because I would have to blow in the blower. He let me know that he would do that if he could see her one last time. And I told him, okay. I wanted to be the cool dad and just let him see his ex one last time. And so he went ahead and he did that.
And that was captured on camera, correct?
That is correct.
But on one of the, because I always read, counsel, I always reread everything, but on one of these text message, it says defendant responds, victim tells him she is drinking MD, Mad Dog. Defendants asked victim what she got him and victim said he should have told her and she would have. Then it says defendant stated, I'm here with the boys and drinking. Ethan's on that Blue Moon trip.
What does that mean?
That I don't know.
And counsel, I don't know if you want to show it to him. It's here. And that's a part of the steps.
Right here. Court wants to know what that's referring to.
And if he doesn't know, he doesn't know.
So you don't know what that's referring to?
No.
Okay. All right, let's counsel. All right, you may continue.
Thanks. Are you involved with your children's sports?
I am.
Are you involved with your children's school?
Education first, before sports. We are in constant contact with his teachers to let them know that we're there to support teachers 100%. If in the event that they are lacking in classes, they need to notify us at all possible so we can help them succeed in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom.
And are you involved with your mom?
Very much.
And what do you do for your mom?
Pretty much, I'm the person who does everything for her. She's at that age now to where my father's not able to help out as much as possible. And my youngest sister, who used to be a part of the back and forth, has recently taken on the responsibility of my nieces from my middle sister who was taken from us. And so she is not capable of taking care of my mom as much as we both used to. So my mom depends more on me than anybody else.
And Mr. Guerra, the court is going to be interested in knowing about these text message exchanges with this child.
I've repeated it to my attorney, but I never messaged this little girl any of these messages, and that is still something that I fought tooth and nail on. But we're here because of the fact that everything else shines a light as me being the person who did that.
Well, I mean, let's not talk in third parties. Either you're saying you did this or you did not. I mean, that's what we're here for. I mean, if you want a jury trial today, we'll give you a jury trial today, but what you're here for is what the allegations are in the indictment.
I understand what the allegations are in the indictment, but I don't think a jury trial would help me in any way.
Okay.
We'll pass the witness, Judge.
Any questions?
Just a couple, Judge. Very briefly. So you're telling this court, as part of which were contained in the stipulations of evidence, that you didn't message her, I quote, "You down to fuck, my dick is dry again."
That is correct. The only message that I sent to her was after she messaged me saying, "I'm sorry," and I said, "For what? Did you mean to send that to Ethan?" That was the only message that I saw, and that was the only message that I responded to.
So you understand that we got these records from Instagram, right?
That is correct.
Right? From your Facebook profile or your Instagram profile.
That is correct.
Okay.
I understand that.
And that also says, "Let me know, I'll be happy to cream all inside you." You didn't say that either?
That is correct.
And that at one point you messaged that you're on the way. Did you read that message?
I read all the messages that were on there. The only one that I was aware of was when she said, "I'm sorry," and I said, "For what? Did you mean to send this to Ethan?"
And you're aware also, and I'm sure you are, and as you stated, that you were on bond for an intoxicated related offense and you had an intoxilizer in your car, correct?
That is correct.
And in those records that we provided to defense and you, that "I'm on the way" coincides with the time around with that breath where Ethan took the breath into the intoxilizer, right?
No.
Okay.
The timing that Ethan and I went was between 6 and 7.
Okay. So you're saying it doesn't coincide?
That is correct.
And you're aware that the intoxilizer also contained your GPS coordinates, right?
That is correct.
And lines up with what the victim says about what time approximately you were there.
My son and I were together. My son sat in the front seat. She sat in the back seat. And again, the only communication that I had was, "Did you mean to send this to Ethan?"
Okay. So it seems like you have an excuse for all of your criminal history. So your theft in 97, and that one, I didn't steal anything, right? I was just there. I just am a victim of being present, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're not guilty of that one, even though you pled to it. And then you're obstructed of a highway by intoxication. And that one, you're saying, "Well, my wife kicked me out. I had to drive." That's why
No,
you picked it up.
I am guilty of that.
Okay. But you make sure to say that Amy kicked you out, and then as soon as you're leaving, that's when you get pulled over.
I provided the story.
You have an excuse for basically all your criminal history here. How did you meet Evan?
The first son that I had met her, Ethan had invited her over to the house so they could hang out. That was just a brief hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And then they hung out in the living room area.
But you met Evan through Ethan, right?
Yes, sir.
And you communicated pretty frequently with Evan, both or mostly through Instagram direct messaging, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so you never talked about being like a mentor for him or anything like that?
That was in person. That was the second time that I had met Evan. She was suspended from school for an altercation that she had with other students. And as I was picking up my son for a doctor's appointment, I crossed paths with her and I met her mom for the first time. At that situation, I let them know that I had been working with Ethan, and not only Ethan, but other kids at the basis who were going through separation anxiety.
Okay, so you continue to try to serve as mentors for youth who are troubled.
Not necessarily troubled,
Okay. Who are going through issues.
who are going through issues that are affecting them in the classroom, yes.
Okay. So that conversation you did have with Evan's mother in person.
Yes, that I had been working with the kids in my classroom as well as with Ethan regarding separation anxiety.
All right, any other questions?
No, no further questions.
Any follow-up?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any other witnesses?
I do not. I would like to let the court know that there are other individuals here supporting Mr. Guerra, but their testimony would be cumulative at this point, but.
All
he
right,
does
if
have
you,
others.
if you would, who are the other persons?
Well, there also have some letters there, so I feel like they're well represented.
All right, thank you. All right, the court will hear brief argument. State?
Judge, we're asking, number one, that you deny his application. It's clear from the record that he's not a good probation candidate, regardless of what this offense is. He's demonstrated to this court that he can comply with not drinking while on probation, while had multiple violations, while on, even in this court. So that in and of itself should be enough to deny his application for deferred. But the facts of this case are egregious in the sense of this individual perpetrated on an vulnerable individual. As you see in the indictment, it's listed as an AKA, is because the victim in this case is transgender. And as the court is well aware, transgendered individuals, especially transgendered youth, deal with a whole train full of stupidity coming their way. They have struggles already in their life. And this individual used that vulnerability of this victim to perpetrate on. The facts are clear. He doesn't want to take responsibility for any of his actions. There's an excuse for everything. Mercy should be given to those who want to atone for what they did. That's not what he's here for. He's here to ask this court to give him a break because that's what he's just used to. He wants a break. We're asking that you deny his application and that you sentence him to the full 16 years because he deserves every bit of that time, and Evan deserves every bit of that time to feel safe from this individual. So we're asking again that you deny his application, you sentence him to the full 16 years.
All right.
Judge, briefly, I know the court's heard quite a bit. This is a delicate situation. It is a situation in which, upon review of all the evidence, Mr. Guerra felt that this plea was in his best interest. But make no mistake, he is definitely asking the court to grant him the deferred adjudication probation. I don't think anyone would be served by him going to prison for 16 years. I think that what Mr. Villarreal is representing to the court, I don't believe that's completely accurate. I believe this individual was transitioning after these events, was not preyed upon because of what they are going through. This is a situation that Mr. Guerra got himself into. And I think that his family sort of relayed to you that he wants to be the cool dad, and it causes him to make some very egregious decisions. However, I do believe that he does have the family support. He has an excellent educational background. He is employed, as the court can see. This is an individual that will do well on probation. Any conditions that the court would like to put on this individual, he is going to be willing to do, and his family is going to be willing to assist him in successfully completing those. Any classes, any community service, any conditions. I know the court is fond of 90 meetings in 90 days, anything like that. This individual is going to successfully complete that. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Guerra, I want to let you know that I listened to everything that everyone has said. I've read all the letters that your counsel has presented. I listened to all the witnesses that were called, and I always internalize everything that I'm hearing from all parties. Because I always do my best to hopefully make the correct decisions. All right, in this case, I'm going to deny your application, find you guilty as charged of aggravated sexual assault of a child. There's to be no contact with the complainant in this case, chapter 62 registration, $1,500 fine, time and money will run concurrent. And I'll sentence you to the 16 years. Did you review the document entitled trial court certification with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? All right.
And Judge, I don't know if the court wants to handle it a little bit later.
Yes,
I've
let's-
read it. It's very short.
All right, is this something that's going to be read by someone?
No, the victim is here, but we can take it on a break if the court wants to take care of some other matters.
All right, let me do that and then I'll, do you need to be somewhere else, counsel?
I'll stand by.
All right, let me just take a couple of these, please. Who's here on Sydney Peterson? All right, court is calling 2023 CR 1041, State of Texas versus Sydney Lee Peterson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Guerra, Your Honor.
Defense? Are you Mr. Peterson? Counsel, you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Peterson, did you sign and understand the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication and Community Supervision?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor, we're proceeding on count one and waiting count two.
Any objection?
No objections.
Mr. Peterson, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in count one, you're charged with assault on a peace officer or judge bodily injury? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Peterson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, as you review that with your attorney, did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication and they're proceeding on count one. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No such motions, Judge.
Showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged in count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
City's taking up the role of office attachment, Your Honor.
Thank you. And states you may be excused. Any objection?
No objections.
Showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of police reports and witnesses' statements, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
With the court's permission.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, the only thing we'll say is that we'd ask the court to follow the plea bargain. My client has no record other than this case, and we'd ask that the court grant his deferred adjudication.
All right, how old are you?
25.
Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
2 and 5.
Do they live with you?
My daughter, yes.
Who else lives with you?
The time my wife and my daughter and her brother.
Who is your other child with?
His name is Carter, and he passed away when he was born.
All right, so you tell me you have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yeah, he would have been 2.
Oh, okay, so he's deceased.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you been working?
Yes.
And where have you been working?
I worked for a company called Denko Construction most of my life. I've worked in construction, and I've recently just finished my IT school, and I got IT certifications, and I was going to work for a company called Outsource.
All right, how far did you go in school?
I graduated.
Have you been using any drugs?
No, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. This court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated, 200 hours of community service restitution, parenting classes. And once those are completed, the 200 hours of community service restitution will be waived. Those can be done either at Triple P or Compadre y Compadre. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs. If there's a positive result, then follow through with the TAP evaluation and recommendations for TAP. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. If everything goes well with those visits, then probation, you can do it randomly, and anger management. Going to want proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, does he need anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? Do you need anything from me to help you be successful on this probation?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Being on probation in this court, success really depends on you staying in contact with probation. If there's any issues, address it with probation. If that doesn't work out, let the court know. Because I am always here, okay? All right, thank you. You're welcome. Who's here on Christopher Reyes? Okay, I'll come back to this. Okay, I'll take it up. Stephen Wellington.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, what's happening with Mr. Wellington?
I've conferred with the state judge. He's present. They want to review the case a little more in depth before they make an offer. So we just need a continuance.
All right, Mr. Wellington, don't be late for court again. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Norma, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we'll be back on May 8th.
Sounds
And
great.
at that time, I'm gonna expect an acknowledgement of discovery. All right, Ms. Burgess, we'll give you a reset form and you're due.
Thanks, Judge.
You have requested for him to be here for Isabel Garza as well, but she's still
Okay.
downstairs.
All right, yes, and you all need to bring up Isabel Garza. We can bring, oh, she's waiting for a comp
Yes,
evaluation?
remember, we were here, what, 2 weeks ago or something?
I give you that form that's on the B page. They just sent it over to,
So they are now have her on their,
on their list.
okay.
Yes.
All right, what date? Yes. All right, we'll come back on that on May 25th, council.
Sounds great. You all have a great day.
Thank you. All right, Jonathan Boyd. All right, see y'all back here at 1:15. We're scheduled for jury trial today.
Oh, I understand, Judge. I was going to tell the court that I'm flying out. First, I have a mock trial competition. I've been on a vacation letter. I'm flying out tomorrow and I will not return until the 17th. Vacation letter's been on file with Guerra County.
All right,
It's also my anniversary and my wife is also flying as an assistant coach with the teams. We are going to be on a plane tomorrow from Houston, flying out at noon. So we'd ask, or I would ask for the court to allow a new trial setting to accommodate.
did you file a motion for continuance?
I haven't, we are on a vacation letter, but if the court requires me to file a motion.
Okay, this is what everybody needs to understand. A vacation letter is just a vacation letter, but motion for continuance needs to be filed.
I understand. We'll
See
file
y'all
it.
back at 1:15. Victor Del Toro.
Yes, Judge.
Are you all back? Council disappeared. No, I mean, you were way more than 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, Judge, I just need everything. I got lots of questions, obviously, about what it was, but we're gonna agree to an oral and then.
All right, we're back on the record in 2021 CR 5495, State of Texas versus Victor Del Toro. Can I have parties announced for the state?
Denise Harrison for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Defense,
Derek Ashfall for Mr. Del Toro. Judge.
are you Victor Del Toro?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, is there a motion with regards to the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would like to do an amendment for the indictment and change out the word June, the first word June for the date of the 22nd.
Any objections from the defense?
There's no objection.
Mr. Del Toro, do you understand that's a substantive change to the objection?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that, do you still wish to continue with this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that your attorney would have 10 days to prepare for trial since this is a substantive change? Are you aware of that? That your attorney would have a chance to prepare for trial because the state is changing the date in the indictment. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the next question is with regards to the stipulations state.
Stacy's in the one with the attachments, Your Honor.
All right,
No objection.
and are you amending the stipulations that have previously been entered?
Yes, Your Honor, to also the first board in June to the 22nd.
Any objections?
No objection.
All right. After reviewing the state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding you guilty as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, if I may address the court, my client has completed 25 hours of community service, which as well as an anti-theft class. We searched online, Judge, and spoke with probation to try and find out if there was any type of specific class for counterfeit or something along those lines. This was the closest thing you can find. If I may approach, Judge, I'd like to provide you with the certificates.
Any objection?
No objection, objection.
And I have tendered these to the state as well. Certification for the that class as well as 25 hours. And we would just ask, Judge, that you take that into consideration in determining what would be the appropriate conditions as part of his probation. The other thing, Judge, that I'd like to also inform the court of is that he is appearing via Zoom today because he does live in Laredo. And so we would obviously ask that any probation period, he would be allowed to be transferred to be supervised in Laredo. And also just that any requirements that the court might also impose that I guess he'd be allowed to do a comparable class that would be provided in Laredo just to, save time and money on travel. And pretty much, Judge, that's it as far as that goes.
All right. Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
What do you do in your spare time?
Right now, I'm actually a security guard and I'm planning on going back to school next semester.
Not selling counterfeit bags, though.
Oh, no.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $750 fine that'll be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days, no harmful or injurious contact with minors. We'll do a transfer to Laredo. He's allowed to live in Laredo while transfer is pending, or he has permission to travel to Laredo. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, you're to forfeit all of the items, the counterfeit items that people should have known was counterfeit if you're buying it for $5. 80 hours community service restitution, regular UAs. And here's my theft course for you. Don't steal. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. Don't try to sell products that are not the official products because those people worked hard for that regardless. So for example, if it's a Louis Vuitton bag, don't go make your own Louis Vuitton bag and try to sell it because the Louis Vuitton people don't like that. Don't do it with Coach. Don't do it with Michael Kors. Don't do it with Coca-Cola. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't do it with Jordache jeans, which is what was the thing when I was growing up. I don't know why I still have that commercial in my mind.
I still have no parent.
You still have your Jordache jeans? Day or night? That's in the jingle. They don't do jingles that much anymore. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. He's to forfeit all the items and 80 hours of community service restitution and regular UAs. And you are not to count the previous community service that he did before he was placed on probation. And I'm doing that for punishment. So now you know how it feels when somebody has put their sweat and tears to make an overpriced item, and then you go out there and you sell it as a knockoff. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Don't
Thank
steal.
you.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2. Probation will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Oh, he's a cutie. Levon Cabot.
Later, Denise.
Right, this is all I have. Yes. People are appearing in order in which they appear. Okay. All right. Join the breakout room, please.
Okay.
All right, what's happening with this case?
Connor, I've met with my client and we've discussed stuff. There's a potential witness I need to contact, talk to the state. We've been negotiating, but we need to find that out. Gone through the discovery. I think I've got all the discovery.
All right, is 30 days enough time?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Cabot. All right, we'll come back on May 8th.
That'd be fine.
All right, thank you.
I'll find out.
All right, are you able to go to the breakout room, sir?
No, ma'am, sorry.
All right, I'll move you. I'm gonna move you to number 1 again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Who's on Calderon?
I am Judge.
All right, come forward. And the last case we're doing is Chance seals it. Everybody else is going back. And we'll see you at 1:15. Okay, well. All right, the court is calling 2017 CR 13383W, State of Texas versus Jonathan Calderon. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Guerra, and your honor.
Defense?
Ruben Flores Street.
Are you Mr. Calderon?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I sure did.
Are you the same Jonathan Ezekiel Calderon, who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 13383W for the offense of tampering with evidence or intent to impair on January 29, 2018 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Correct.
Is that you? Yes or no?
Yes.
State?
Yes, your honor. Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Jonathan Ezekiel Calderon did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of February and June 2021 in violation condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Your honor, we'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, I do.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
No, there's not, your honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Revocation.
All right, defense?
Judge, we're asking, we've obviously been on probation since 2017. We would have terminated already. We're asking the court to consider terminating him unsat. And then the alternative, we'll ask for the minimum 2 years.
All right, I'm going to grant the motion, find you guilty. State, what are you requesting with regards to sentencing?
Just 2 years. Your honor.
All right, the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served.
Also, I believe, we went to ISF and completed that, Judge.
Was that successfully completed probation? All right. All right, well, and I'll give you credit for any time served in ISF. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, good luck to you. You're gonna have to do better with your life.
for sure.
All right.
And just for the record, I looked him up on the computer, he's got 301 days.
Okay. All right, do better.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Chance Stelzick.
He is here, not you, sir. But I believe his attorneys said that they would come back, or not come back, but they got everything they needed from the state. But that's what I believe I told them. That's what I told you.
They went through the motion, that they received everything you gave them, and they set the trial on May 2nd.
That's correct.
Okay, May 7th is the trial, May 2nd.
May
Okay,
2nd, yes.
all right, thank you.
Yes. And I'm in communication with them.
All right, thank you.
Have it.
All right, yay.